The Countdown Conspiracy, Chapter 16, Part 2. I wince. Well, this all happened just before the start of our practical. I guess we got sidetracked. I mean, it's not like it matters now. Anna just shakes her head at me. Though I really did think it was just me he was after, I say, apologetically. Why did he do this to all of us? I don't know. Here, Esteban says, clicking quickly on his keyboard. Looks like we can access video streams. This will have more information for us. He pulls up a news stream and a woman's face appears on the main screen in the front of the cabin. It'll be a few minutes delayed, but we can at least find out what's been going on since we left. Esteban presses another button and the reporting woman now has a voice. In ruins, as yet another tragedy strikes. We go now to live coverage with Jack, who is on site in Houston. The screen flashes to a horrific sight of billowing dark smoke. It takes me a moment, but then I gasp. That's the Johnson Space Center! Our entire previous conversation comes to a screeching halt. Questions about Dr. Schuber will just have to wait. All our eyes are glued to the screen, too nervous to even blink. Thanks, Michaela, a man replies. As you can see, the drones decimated this world-renowned mission control center in mere minutes. We're reporting 14 casualties and another 87 hospitalized, over a third of whom are in critical condition. Najma throws a hand over her mouth. My brain tries to make sense of it all while my heart skips several beats. More people dead? Don't tell me it's because of... The reporter continues to speak as the smoke flows behind him. The center was running at full capacity, trying desperately to establish contact with the lost ambassador when the bombs hit. It's like my chest has just been rammed into by an asteroid freighter. Just like with the helicopter attack, people have died because of me. Again. No! Esteban shouts. Tamaki punches the wall he was leaning against. I want to crumble into a corner, but I know it's physically impossible with the weightless environment. Investigations are underway, but it seems likely this is, in fact, the latest in a series of attacks on worldwide space programs. The latest? Tamaki watches the screen intently. Do they mean us? I manage to ask. Somehow I don't think so. Thanks, Jack. We're back with the female reporter. No organization has taken credit for these attacks yet, and speculation continues. The order does suggest that at least the latter attacks may be retaliatory, but no nation is willing to go so far as to point fingers. Years of war has left us all more than a little cautious in laying blame. However, Secretary of State Ehrlich has urged the United States to temporarily close its borders, as Russia has already done. Other countries around the world are following suit. We must remember that Russia has been hit as well, a third voice chimes in. The camera refocuses on another reporter sitting at the news desk. Multiple countries have been struck today to varying degrees, with over a dozen space centers currently in ruins. The death toll, now including the Houston attack, has reached 112. Why? Najma asked, her hand still clamped over her mouth. Possibly 118, the reporter named Michaela cuts in gently. Her eyes look genuinely pained. We still have heard nothing from the Mars cadets. We have to contact them, Esteban's voice is hoarse. My family, they need to know we're okay. Oh my goodness, my family. As for now, it looks like all rescue operations have been officially suspended, the other reporter says. Now, the only major space center still intact is the Destined for Mars training base itself. Perhaps this final blow to Houston will quiet those who've insisted the attacks over the past few months have all been an American conspiracy. And on the note of conspiracies and explosions, we are joined now by Sandra at Cape Canaveral. Thanks, Michaela, Sandra says. The screen changes to the Canaveral base, which thankfully looks free of smoke and debris. Everyone here is devastated by the disasters that have befallen all of us in these past 24 hours. However, the number one emotion running here isn't sorrow, but guilt. The screen switches to a pre-recorded interview with several NASA employees at some sort of press conference. We should have caught it, one employee says. I don't know how we missed the fuel leak. We haven't missed something like that in decades. We must not lose sight of the fact that the real culprit is yet to be found, Sandra's voiceover says, as our president asserted earlier today. The news feed changes to a message from President Nelson. I can't stop shaking. It is understandable, even easy, to be suspicious when your country experiences a devastating attack just after refusing to lend aid to a U.S. operation, President Nelson says against a backdrop of blue ocean curtains. But we cannot stress this enough. We are not behind these attacks. While we search for answers, we continue to deeply mourn the loss of Space Center employees and innocent bystanders from all corners of the globe who have lost their lives this past day, especially the brave astronauts who threw caution to the wind to try to recover our missing Mars cadets. I grab Najma. Did she say astronauts? I demand. And then a recorded video clip plays, a space plane launching and exploding. 5 headshots hover around it moments later with a scripted rest in peace above them all. 3 I don't recognize, but 2. Lizzie! I shriek. No! No! Esteban floats up and grabs the screen. No, 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 no! Tamaki curses over and over. Kreshkov? Why? Raheem's eyelashes are damp. Najma buries her head in her knees, pulling them to her chest. A single stunned tear fills one of Anna's gray eyes. I cover my face with my hands. Lizzie! I let go of everything and float freely through the cabin, curling up as tight as I can. I sob.